So what do you call a steady stream of like,
Radio signal?
yeah? What do you call a steady stream of radio? What was being emitted that they called a steady stream?
There was you know how stars occasionally pulse and emit radio signals
Mm-hmm.
in space? There was like that, but it they were directed, not just out and random. But like I said, was speculation
Okay.
that's what was going on. They have no definitive proof.
So there's
So there's
nothing
nothing
that's
that's
they're trying to
they're
actually
trying to
say like,
actually
oh
say
yeah,
like,
that's
oh
what
yeah, that's
happened.
what happened. Yeah, no,
Okay.
they're just out there. Anyway,
Well, yeah. I mean, the data's always going to be. I mean, simple. But
right? Uh-huh. Anyway, that when this whole thing started breaking, it really caught my interest. I am fascinated how we still don't know. There's still so much that we don't know about our own planet, and now we're trying to learn so much about what's out there. You know what I mean?
well,
And we might be finding out. We might be finding out. So anyway, that was my bit of topic. Um, and if any of you have any, there are a ton of videos on YouTube now that they're all talking about this. There's things, information changes on a daily basis. As it gets closer, our instruments can see it more clearly, and they can determine exactly what they're looking at. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So things are going to continue to change until we can't see it.
I mean, that's
That's
how
how
everything's going to work. If you really want to get technical, that's how everything's going to work. People
exactly.
are going to come up with their own theories. People are going to have their own sayings. It's just how our society works. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, let people have fun thinking what they want to think and doing what they want to do. I mean, who are we to say that that's the wrong thing to do?
Right. So this session and everything. Check that out. It's Unscathed. All right.
Uh, I do. I got a subject I want to discuss. And it's kind of something that's I find pretty interesting because, I don't know about y'all, but whenever y'all were kids, didn't y'all always like try to cover your eyes and let your eyes expand so you can see in the dark or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently researchers and scientists and everything in China and Japan have now has started playing around with the idea of night vision contact lenses. So,
Now see, that sounds kind of painful.
well,
Oh, continue.
let me ask you this: why do you see it as painful?
Because he's not a fan of putting
Things in
stuff.
my eyes.
I was gonna say he's not a fan of putting shit in his eye.
I mean, I can get that, but so,
If it's gonna be, beneficial, it might be worth it.
and that's the thing. So imagine this, right? You know, let's say for just an off-the-wall situation. Say natural disaster happens. There's no lights anywhere for weeks upon months, right? I mean, you still got to get around at night. You still got things to do at night. I mean, eventually, let's say power's out for a few months, batteries are going to start getting kind of scarce. People are going to be looting everything and having their lights on. So, how this works is they are night vision contact lenses, and they are primarily developed, like I said, by China and Japan right now. But it works by converting infrared light into visible light using nanoparticles embedded into a soft contact lens. Right now, they are doing the research mainly for potential use into military applications. I mean, you can think about it. You got your special operation. Oh yeah, but I mean, you get think about it. You get your nighttime with contact lenses in instead of MVGs on their head. I mean, so now you don't have something so cumbersome hanging off the front of your helmet. Which I mean, it's easier to move around, shoulder a rifle, less of a profile. Exactly. Um, but I think it's pretty cool because they are actually more or less comparing it to thermal imaging than night vision. It's kind of, yeah. The that's what the China and Japanese companies are trying to say they're comparing it to, which we both know infrared lighting and
Right?
thermal work off two different
Yeah,
two
ways.
different spectrums. Sure. Right. So the contact lenses themselves are actually made out of nanoparticles of elements like gold and uh, erbium. I don't know what erbium is, but with a name like that, I don't know if I want it close to my eyes. But you know, there's a reason I want to talk about this topic. So in the fire department, technology advance is actually super fast. You know, we've from 100 years ago to where it's at now. I mean, how the job gets handled and how lives are saved and everything is completely different. I mean, it's a lot safer than what it used to be. Now we have thermal imaging cameras in the fire department that helps us allow to identify bodies or patients that are unconscious in a house that's full of smoke because you know you got a fully involved bedroom in the back of the house. Um, Now being in a house fire in the middle of 12 o'clock in the morning, it's pitch black outside, but you can't see anything in the house. You can't. I mean, you can't even see the fire till you're right there on it. So
Yeah.
the way I look at it is take these contact lenses and put those into a first responder application. Now you got contact lenses that while it's bright outside, they don't affect anything, they don't affect your vision, nothing. They let you see normally. And as soon as it starts to get dark, it allows you to see an infrared light spectrum. So now you're able to move through these dark environments without having any specialty gear besides a contact lens in your eye. So you can sit there and get in and out of these buildings quicker and rescue more patients. Uh, Yeah.
I can see the benefits, but I would be concerned about the heat.
That's well, and I can understand the heat part, but when you're in the fire department, you wear an SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus,
Yeah.
and you have constant flow of oxygen coming to it. And in all honesty, yeah, it can get hot in there, but it's not hot enough to melt anything. Unless now, unless you're right up on that fire is really hot, then you're gonna start seeing some heat bubbling up that face mask and stuff. I mean, I've had my face mask bubble up on me. I've had my face mask have a hole get bubbled through because the heat. It happens, but the actual heat you feel on your face, even with that going on, it's not too terrible. But I can see your concern with that, which is a valid concern. But how these things work is they absorb infrared light, which can pass through the human eyelid and then um, up convert it into visible light. They it it really helps you really see different shades of red, red, green, and blue. Your typical color spectrum.
Yeah.
Another thing that I seen that they were trying to do with this, they were going to end up marketing it for the visually impaired. It would be a way of helping them to see better in dark environments when they already have a hard time seeing because of how dark it can get. So I see there's a lot of benefits I can see that can come from this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Not only on just like the ability just to be able to see in darker environments.
Hmm.
Broaden it. Just before. Darker. Or like from bunkers.
Yeah,
Cave diving.
yeah, and that's exactly whenever I was doing this, one of the main things they advertised was obviously military, but right underneath that was emergency services, assisting in search and rescue and firefighters and search and rescue was pretty much how they had it summed up to. But they said it could be used in law enforcement applications as well. So I mean, it's something that I see that has great potential to be very beneficial to the world. I mean, you're pretty much giving anybody the ability to see in the dark like a bat, or well, not a bat. I mean, a bat doesn't see it used as like a location, but you get what I'm trying to get at. He's nocturnal predator. Yeah, a cat. Perfect.
Pit vipers.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it gives you options.
Well, I don't. I may have sold us short on only having cores for engines.
Oh, is that so?
I was gonna say right now I got a prop plane and yeah, my thrust is too far forwards.
Yeah, right now I kind of scrapped my idea.
Because two small props is 4 cores.
Yeah.
The basic engine is 3 apiece.
Fighter jet.
Yep. But get ready to turn mine into a crop plane.
So let me ask this:
Ask away.
what is something you could see what is another way you could find those contact lenses beneficial, as well as disadvantages to them?
So,
But obviously, Major, go ahead.
all right. So advantages would be spelunkers or people moving around in tight spaces. That would be the advantages. Disadvantages. I've seen what contacts do in high heat situations in people's eyes, because well, CS gas can do wonders to people as they remove their mask and try to say their words they need to do. It's more like in those situations it would be more likely to just fuck somebody up. Now, if they could figure out a way to deal with that, it would probably be all right for firefighters and along those lines. But a lot of the nods and stuff that we're using in the military these days are more than just for night vision, because a lot of them are night vision, thermal. They have an IR blink system that allows people to know their locations, and their fire support can use it like a lasers. What's up, Bubba?
Wow, this
So-
whole time I have not been including us audio on the stream. What the heck?
Way to go, guy.
Way to go,
Way
me.
to go.
Way to go. Oh man.
Way to go, Fred.
Okay, well, we're just gonna have to continue. We're just gonna have to continue where we're at. At least this is all being recorded, so we could just.
Well, I'm hoping it's all being recorded. I think I have it all set up properly.
Wow.
Hey, I'm the test subject. I get it, but things disappeared, and I'm trying to make sure it is recorded. Otherwise, it should be recording as a backup for a VOD in general for my Twitch, so I can figure out another way to go from there.
I got you.
Take the wheel.
So yeah, I can definitely understand the high heat situations and melting and how that is a concern.
And other things would be, and nods aren't as encumbersome as you might think when they're hanging on the front of your helmet or the side of your helmet for, depending on what it is, or on top of a rifle, because a lot of the stuff doesn't really add too much weight to the gear. And I wasn't in special operations or anything, but again, all of our stuff is pretty much basics down to for all the units.
Right.
So that would just be my concerns or complaints about it. I did look up that erbium that you were what sure. So currently it is used as glass coloring, an amplifier, and fiber optics and lasers for medical and dental use.
Okay. So I mean, it's
It's-
something that's
It's
typically
also
found.
used in rods for nuclear reactors.
oh.
So that doesn't mean it's nuclear, but it is able to withstand those kind of situations. But depending on what the contact is made out of, might not be able to withstand it. But that, at least part of it, should be able to withstand it. Because nuclear reactors can get quite hot, I've heard. No, it does not.
It's just a little bit of radiation. I mean, what can it hurt, Shit.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much what they're using that metal in.
Okay.
The downside, I see the definite downside is putting shit in your eye. I have always had to do anything except for my own fingers, and even then, I do it just.
Oh yeah.
boat on a vessel like that, you have power outages out there all the time when equipment breaks down or shit goes wrong or you run out of fuel. Something like that would help for when you're gathering your gear, gathering your line, when you got to work down under below deck where there's horrible lighting, getting pulling line out of the ballast and everything. You something like that would come in handy. You would not have to hold a flashlight or anything, or have a bulky headgear on while you're down there working.
Hmm.
I could see that being all right. Not too bad.
You know, I get what you're saying. I do. I get what you're saying.
But the idea of being able to just put it out at sea at night, uh, that's pretty fascinating.
And you know, I will say this, okay? Let me let's just put something else. You said it a while ago, and I'm trying to remember exactly what or how you said it because it made a lot of sense to me. So you said deep sea fishing, and then you mentioned diving, and I got to thinking about, well, whenever we're doing all these research on all these fish that live in like the Mariana Trench and stuff like that, how do you think they see down there? They don't see by normal sunlight and
Yeah, they
everything.
don't.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, there are
cameras,
some.
deep sea specialized cameras that are seeing in infrared or different spectrums. That's kind of how they're seeing them, and then, or they do have some cameras that can get enough light because they produce enough light to see what all's going on down there.
Yeah, well, what I'm getting at is the actual fish themselves see an infrared down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, uh, and most of them don't.
Yeah.
That's
Uh, a
that's
lot of them are blind.
yeah,
I mean, a lot of them are blind, but the ones that do, they see with infrared.
yeah, and that's why you have like the anglerfish. That it's light. It does emit some light, but it also emits a different light, and it helps draw things into its mouth.
Hmm. But that's how infrared works. So it needs can't work off of no light at all. Infrared has to have a some sort of dim light, and that's why the anglerfish. I mean, it emits its own light, but it still can see in infrared. Like we're talking about two different things.
Being able to to use that and identify shit without all those. Because you're making lights for divers to go down that deep. They have specialized equipment.
Well, yeah, but you
So
get.
shit like that that can withstand all those pressures. But if it's a contact lens in your eye, it's already pressurized in your helmet. That's one less thing you got to worry about putting on the suit. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I mean, and you're right. I mean, it is. There's one thing I want to check on something real quick. I'm gonna look something up about this because I want to reread something that I seen. So,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm reading into this because I thought how they made this was actually like really cool. So I'm just reading over this real quick before I share it. That way I say it correctly.
I have the right word.
Correct. So, okay. So how these lenses work? They have this little mold that they put some monomers in, and they close the mold, and they hit it with UV light for 20 minutes. Then they transfer it from the mold into dye water slash ethanol, and they wash the monomer. And it says 50 degrees Celsius for 10 hours. Which, when it comes out of that solution, it is able to convert light for give you the infrared effect.
Okay.
So it is literally a little. Let's see here. The contact lens technology uses nanoparticles that absorb infrared light and convert it into wavelengths that are visible to the human eyes. In the electromagnetic radiation in the 400 to 700 nanometer range, the nanoparticles specifically enable the detection of near infrared light, which is infrared light, in the 800 to 1600 nanometer range, just beyond what human eyes can already see.
Okay. So it's basically like a UV resonance. Am I understanding that?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, how you're perceiving that is pretty much how it is. Yes.
In its construction.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Construction.
Yes. But no, I see it as having some major beneficial uses outside of the military. I see it as something that
Absolutely.
first responders, even just your average everyday Billy Joe down at the convenience store could use.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I could see that having mass amounts of
I know I keep going back to stuff like that, but like rodent control.
yeah.
In that line of work, you constantly need shit like that, so you can see and underneath houses and shit. There we go, HVAC. People running plumbing and HVAC and stuff like that for these houses, or remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
Dim light switches, and you can free it up. I mean, residents come up.
There's a there be there's a mass amount of uses that I mean could come from this. In all honesty, there really is.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could think of so much that can come from this.
That's crazy.
But I mean, that's pretty much all I got for my first topic, and I mean, I just to share it.
Absolutely. Thank
It
you
was
for that.
it's something that I kind of hope actually makes it successfully through testing and has no signs of long-term health effects that could be put out into the public.
Yeah.
So,
See, that's a whole. Before we move on, that where the next issue lies. Prolonged exposure to those elements, and you know how people refuse to take out their contacts when they sleep. What's something like that gonna do?
you know what? I can see what